glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend.
What's going on, everybody? You already know your boy Menace back InternetSmarks. My Raw. Fucking Raw rant, man. I'm tired of the bullshit. This is getting crazy every damn time. What do you think?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You already know what it is. Your boy Menace, InternetSmarks. We back in the building. Crazy weekend. We back on Monday Night Raw. And I'm more hyped for the pay-per-view than I am for the lead-up because there's just going to be a lot of repeat stuff as usual. Last night was more talking segments again than there is actual fights. And that's pretty much the reason why I'm not so hype about Raw anymore. Anyway, they started last night off with Stephanie coming out, hyping up the SmackDown versus Raw Survivor Series matches, the 5-on-5. They revealed the full team, which is, well, not revealed, but we knew who it was. But it's going to be Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, KO, and Jericho. It was a segment with all of them in the ring. It turned into a main event of all of them facing each other. Tell me how that worked. How do you build your team by having them beef all the way to the pay-per-view? I don't know. Anyways, to some actual wrestling, they followed that up with a cruiserweight match. Tag team, of course, because, singles matches with cruiserweights are very rare. Rich Swann and Sin Cara versus Noam Dar and Brian Kendrick. Rich Swann and Sin Cara won. One thing I want to say, they got to get rid of Sin Cara. All this backstage fighting shit has got to go. I'm hearing they put him on anger management. I don't really see what's the need to keep him around if he's becoming that much of a problem. He's not doing anything TV-wise. But it is what it is. Whatever. That's creative for you. Followed that up with the segment. The segment of the Survivor Series tag teams. Which all of them get. I don't know how they're working. There's way too many tag teams to be out there. It's going to be freaking 10 guys. Well, no, actually, 10 guys per team. I don't know how the hell they're doing that, but they're setting that up. The only part I felt weird about this is the match that happened afterwards, which is Shining Stars and the Golden Truth having to face each other for the final spot. What's the point of replacing one garbage team with another? It was already bad enough seeing the Golden Truth there. We was like, oh, how the hell did they make it on there? Then you got them taken out for the Shining Stars. Creative for you. Keep it moving. Oh, wait, the Shining Stars won that match. Yeah, so, whatever. Followed that up by another segment. This time it was the ladies. Now, one thing I gotta say, Bayley. Over. Beyond over. I have not seen a crowd mess up a segment like that in a long time. I mean, the closest thing was the whole Goldberg chant with Lesnar and all that, but this one was beyond. Like, it didn't matter who was out there. I mean, Sasha finally calmed the crowd down a little bit, but regardless of that, it was just like Bayley had it. That crowd would not stop chanting for her. And to add to it, Bayley won the match. They had a 3-on-3 match. It was Sasha, Bayley, and Alicia Fox against Dana Brooke, Charlotte, and Nia Jax. And Bayley ends up hitting the belly to belly on Charlotte to win the match. As over as she is, and as quick as they keep switching belts in the women's division, I don't put it past anybody seeing her get that belt after the Survivor Series is over. I mean, I would love to see it. Bayley is Bayley. Hug it out. So, yeah, follow that matchup with... Oh, this was one that came through during the night was the offer from Dolph Ziggler, Intercontinental title, to anybody on Raw. So they end up making a match between Rusev and Sami Zayn. Now, I'm not going to lie. As soon as I saw that match, as much as they've been throwing Sami Zayn under, I thought he was going to lose. But he managed to pull through. And he ended up winning the match against Rusev. And he's going on to face Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. Now, that's something I'm actually hype about. Because he deserves a belt. Now, the only thing I don't know is if they're going to take it away from Ziggler that quick. And then especially to send it over to Raw, one less title on SmackDown. I don't know. I feel like there should have been more of that. Like, there should have been another match where a champion from Raw was forced to put their title up against SmackDown people, but it is what it is. Also, one other part that I missed, New Day having to face the club. It was after their segment also. Another thing I don't get, New Day lost to the club again, and of course it doesn't count for a title. Like, what's the point of the club always winning when it doesn't count? Or winning by disqualification? Or it's like, why? They just keep throwing this in our face about the club easily being able to beat the New Day, but never for the belt. I don't get it. But that was just one of the matches I missed from earlier. Then moving on, after Sammy won his match, was the final match, the 5-way match. Each guy from the Survivor Series team of Raw facing each other. The way it ended pretty much was Seth Rollins pedigree Jericho. Roman Superman punch KO. KO falls on Jericho, pins him, and that's how the match was over. Oh, Braun Strowman was put through the table. Seth powerbomb. Jericho threw Braun through the table. I don't know. Pointless. It's just like they keep trying to push this division between the team, which I feel is like the stupidest way to push the storyline. Because now, there's supposed to be a problem with Jericho and Kevin Owens now because of the way that match finished. Everybody else already has an issue. Braun is just standing out because he doesn't care about anybody. I don't know. It's just a whole weird thing when it comes to the way that they're pushing that storyline. I would have pretty much, I don't know, maybe push an invasion angle. SmackDown shows up there and attacks everybody, so now they have no choice but to be, partners and hold it down for the team because now they've been attacked, so they got a reason. Hey, the enemy of the enemy is my friend. But we'll see what that leads to next week. That's pretty much it for last night's Raw. Anything that I missed was most likely talking segments. I really didn't feel like running through all of those. I got through the gist of what everything led up to. We'll see what happens tonight on SmackDown, and we'll be back with a recap of that and any other news that comes up during the week. Appreciate y'all for tuning in with us, man. Appreciate all the likes, comments, and the subscribers. The Twitter followers at InternetSmarks1. You can follow us there. We're live tweeting all the shows. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Salute.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at InternetSmarks1 for all newsrooms and updates for everything WWE, as well as live tweets for all WWE programming.